Aggressive fighters can feel impossible to deal with. They rush in non-stop, making it hard to create space. They pressure forward, forcing you into the corner of the ring, and they throw these wild kicks, making clean counters difficult. If you've ever struggled with this, you're not alone. I'm Master Danny Lee, and I started Taekwondo at 13 as an unathletic kid who couldn't even win in sparring class, to becoming the 2024 US National Champion and ranked #1 in the under 74 kilogram weight class that year. Today, I'm gonna be showing you guys 5 solid combos to shut down aggressive opponents and take control of the fight in the modern day sparring game. Let's kick it off with the first one. All right, so the first combo we're gonna get into when you fight an aggressive opponent is a cut into a clash and then a tight back kick right after. If you fought an aggressive opponent before, maybe you've noticed that every time you go to kick, they're kind of rushing in on you. They're always trying to create pressure, right? They try to cut you multiple times, 1, 2, 3, boom, and then after that, they're rushing in. So if you see that you're facing an opponent that fights like this, then this is a great combo to kind of catch them on the way in. So first we have to learn about the psychology of why the combo works. If you've ever seen someone on the street, right, they pull up to someone, if I were to push him, right, he's gonna want to push me back, okay? So just like that, especially if he has an aggressive attitude. Same thing in the fight game. If you find someone who's aggressive and I push him first with this cut leg, right? So if I push him first, he's gonna wanna come back with that same pressure, okay? So I know that, especially with the aggressive fighter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut him first, create my own pressure, kind of like tagging him, like, hey, come get me, right? So I create that pressure once, right? After that, I cancel him, and this is very important. I gotta be able to put my foot down fast and not have any telegraph. I'm gonna put it down, and as soon as I put it down, tight back it. 1, 2, like this, okay? Right? So the reason that this works really well is if you saw with that cut, my foot is under his because I'm canceling, right? So that means that my foot is gonna touch the floor a second earlier than his. So that gives me a split second to be able to squeeze in something tight when he can't move anywhere, all right? So I'm gonna show you guys how to train at your dojang or at your crib, right? When you're doing this, you cut first, 1, okay? And then it doesn't have to be a specific amount of cuts or cancels. You can create more pressure or less pressure. He can cut you more or less, but what you're trying to do with your partner, right, is he's trying to act like he's aggressive. I'm trying to tag him first. After I created that pressure, he comes in with the cancel, and it doesn't have to be the first time. It's only when I feel like he's gonna rush in after. 1, 2, I feel it, boom, like this. So have your partner try to rush you with those cuts. You work on the cancel, and then after the cancel, you don't wanna be flat-footed. You wanna put it down with the ball of your foot, so then you can, right after, switch and score that back kick nice and tight. Most important thing, no telegraph, no extra steps. Try to spin fast and then recover fast as well. All right, so we just covered the cut, clash into a tight back kick. The next one is going to be a little bit different because we're fighting the same type of opponent, the aggressive opponent who's keeping you pressured, he's keeping the aggression on you the entire fight, he cuts first, right? But us as a fighter who's trying to combat against that, I gotta be able to see when this fighter is not ready. Earlier, we started off with the cut. This one, we're gonna do the same thing, start off with the cut. But if I'm able to notice that I pushed him back and he's on his back leg, so he's kind of off balance and he's not ready, then here, instead of waiting for him to come in, because I know that he wants to come in every time, right? I can go in half beat early. I could go off beat early. So then that way I could take advantage of him being on that back leg. So I push him back first. After I push him back and I realize that he's not ready, I'm gonna knee clash into him, right? Boom, knowing that he's gonna lift his leg. After that, we land in the clinch, but instead of shutting down or pushing, right? I'm gonna land, and as I land, punch, and then crescent over that punch. And this works so well because it's kind of like he's off balance. I come with that off beat to surprise him, and I know he's gonna lift that front leg. So everything is kind of like set up already. And then as I'm dropping, I'm using all of that momentum that I created with the forward movement because I'm knee shielding in, right? So I'm moving in, and then almost like when you see someone who goes up to get a slam dunk, right? They're moving forward and then they convert that energy up. Same thing, but I'm moving forward and I'm gonna convert that energy into the ground to kind of lift my body up, and I'm gonna punch and crescent right after. So I'm gonna show you full speed. I cut him first and then I come in with the knee shield. Boom, come in, 1, 2. And the reason that this works so well is because not only the momentum, but the punch is coming and they're getting surprised. And they're gonna be focused on that punch. It creates like a shock. Oh wow, I just got punched, right? But as I'm punching, the Crescent is also coming up. So they got two things to worry about. But many times, unless they have great cover or great sense, they get hit easily as long as I have the Crescent coming up as soon as I punch. It cannot be like this. I can't be going 1, 2, push, 3, right? That gives them a chance to kind of reset, to realize that they just got punched and kind of shut down or get their guard up, right? I don't want that. I want that punch Crescent. I want the Crescent to come right after. So almost like I bring him with the knee shield, 1, and then 1, 2, 3. So you want a nice fluid movement, and you want to be able to be watching out for when this aggressive opponent isn't able to play their own game. And when they're not able to play their own game, boom, I got to come in, take advantage, and capitalize on that. The next combo we're gonna cover is when we're fighting someone who's both aggressive and also taller than you. So a lot of times, if this person is taller than me and they're using their cut leg, the cut is gonna come a little bit higher on my body or my chest than compared to someone who's shorter, just because the length of their legs is a lot longer. So for this one, instead of waiting for their foot to drop or doing a little bit afterwards or having extra movement, this one is going to be a kick that you're kicking at the same time as them. So you have to have a really good eye, and you have to know the little ins and outs of the technique. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna stand nice and tall, because I want the tall opponent to kick me at a high point as well. Okay, so I'm setting this up by standing nice and tall. I have the cancel ready, I'm canceling. I did that. It could be 1 to 2 cancels, but I just wanna get them used to the height of my body if I'm standing up tall. Once I feel like I could time it correctly, instead of standing tall, I'm gonna drop my body down low, and that cut is gonna come at the same height that he was used to. So if he was cutting here earlier, once I drop it down low, if I do it at the right timing, once I'm down here, the cut is going to be above my body. He can't touch me. So I'm trying to set up him kicking a little bit higher, then I drop my body, and I'm going to use my front leg hook to wrap around and kind of sneak that sneaky shot in. Okay, so I'm gonna show you full speed. Again, I'm standing nice and tall, right? He's used to cutting me high. Again, I'm standing nice and tall, used to cutting me high. On the third time, I drop down low, and then I catch that with the front leg and the bottom of my foot or the heel, wrapping around that chest guard. And especially on KP and Piandetto, since it's hitting this side of the chest guard, it's gonna score a lot easier than maybe something that's hitting the front or a little bit higher. In the modern day game, the majority of the fight is going to be starting off with that front leg. So whether it's like a front leg cut or an appar, right? You're using that front leg most of the time, especially if you is both in close stance. So this is gonna be good if you're up against an opponent that's aggressive, but the majority of the fight is kind of going back and forth. So he throws a shot and I throw a shot, he throws a shot, I throw a shot, but it's not really connecting because whenever both of us throws the shots, we're sliding out of the distance, so we're not making good contact. Once you realize it's that type of fight, you can set up this combo because it takes advantage of him getting used to you hitting a specific part on his chest gear. So what you're gonna do is set up a front leg, slide back appar, okay? So he kicks with his front leg and I'm sliding back and I hit it, okay? After I hit it, maybe he blocked it, maybe he did it, but right after, I'm gonna use an offbeat timing and throw another appar offensively. And like we said earlier, he usually likes to slide out when I try to kick, and as you saw, I'm sliding out when he tries to kick. So again, I'm gonna show you, right? I'm gonna slide back appar, 1, 2, and then right after, I'm gonna catch it, right? He's probably not going to be ready for that, so maybe I scored, maybe I did it, but I know that I got into his head because I threw an extra kick, and it's frustrating him. Now with him being an offensive and aggressive opponent, he's gonna try and come in again, and I hit his body twice already, once with the slide back and then twice with the offbeat. On the third time, I'm gonna slide back, but instead of hitting the body, I'm gonna go for a 2-touch. So I go body and then face. So from here, I go slide back when he kicks and then 1, 2. So full speed, again, I'm gonna slide back roundhouse kick, 1, 2, offbeat, boom, and then when he comes, 1, 2. And the reason that this works is because of 2 main points. The first point, I'm setting up, like I said earlier, this body shot. He hits my body, I hit his body. Again, I come in with the offbeat timing, I hit his body again, right? So he's used to covering this side. He's used to seeing the body shot. Once I realize that, okay, I've set up the body enough, then I switch up the rhythm or I switch up the location and it goes up to the face. And a lot of times they're not ready for that because they're gonna be blocking like this and then boom, they get hit. And the second reason is because more of like a psychological part of the fight game. If he's an aggressive fighter like we were talking about earlier, and I hit him with an offbeat when he thought he was ready to cover, right? he comes in and I slap back and he's probably gonna cover this shot. So he thinks he's good. But after that, right, I'm coming in first, right, on an offbeat timing, boom, and I catch him. So whether that scores or not, it's gonna get into his head. And then since that got into his head, he's gonna probably be frantic. He wants to score that point back, or he wants to be aggressive. He's gonna come in with another front leg kick, not thinking about, oh, the counter could change. So then that's when I take advantage of him being weak in the mindset, and I could bring it up to 1-2. All right, so this final combo is going to be really good against an opponent who's aggressive and they like to stay linear. So they're not used to you taking angles. It's hard for them to kind of get their footing when you're stepping to the side or using a triangle step, right? So if you can see that this opponent just likes to fight forward and back and is staying aggressive, this is when we use a back hook kick after you create an angle on them. If you think about like a matador with the bull, the matador is trying to get the bull to come charging at him with that little carpet, right? And as soon as he comes charging at him, he takes an angle to the side. Again, he sets him up, right? He gets him to bite, and then boom, he takes the step to the side. Same thing, right? I know that he wants to come charging at me. So I'm gonna kind of step back, right? I could step to the right, step to the left, it doesn't matter. But I'm trying to get him to charge at me. So he wants to charge, right? I'm stepping to the side, he wants to charge, right? And then when he finally creates the angle on me, then he's going to square up with whatever it may be, right? A clash into punch, a back leg, right? He's gonna try and rush me. That's when I have my finger on the trigger with that back hook kick. Okay, so I'll show you guys full combo. I'm creating this angle, I'm stepping back, creating an angle, he squares up, and then that's when I have this back hook kick ready to score because I know he's gonna come in.